Welcome back to AHOD, aka All Hands on Deck, aka your new favorite channel discussing anything sports. Today we're going to be talking about playoff matchups and the Super Bowl winner. What we think. It's a little biased. I'll be honest. At least my list is. I don't know about yours.
My list is completely biased, and I'm going to be completely honest as well.
I got,
Um,
I got stats to back up mine now.
I got a little bit of stats for the first matchup. The second matchups, it'll be mainly some build up of the other matchups, but mainly a little bit of both. Um, but anyways, Ezra, let's start off with the AFC. Who do you think is going to win the 2-7 matchup between the Bills and the Broncos?
All right. I think this is a no-brainer. I think it's the Bills. No, I like the Broncos team. I think they've overachieved this season. I think a lot of people in the media are saying that the Broncos have overachieved, and I would agree with that statement. Rookie quarterback, albeit he's 25, he's 2 years younger than Joe Burrow. Joe Burrow. So he is older, but I mean, first year playoffs. C.J. Stroud, Jane Daniels are the other two people that come in your mind in recent history that have done that. Probably a couple more, like way more.
Yeah,
But
no, Trevor Lawrence got in there too.
Yep. T-Law, Prince. Okay, yeah, I'm taking the Bills. If somehow the Broncos come away with this, they're simply playing. They're like house money, you know.
Out of their minds.
Yeah, it's whatever they accomplish from here on out is a blessing, and it's a fun team to watch. Great defense. I think that's what holds them in this game. If they want to win this game, it's gonna have to be a low scoring, like hard, like you don't want to go in a shootout with Josh Allen. You don't. You're gonna lose that. So for sure gonna have to hold him under 25. I think if they want to win, 26, 28, 25 is a weird score. Let's say 28. But yeah, I'm taking the Bills for sure. Let's move on.
All right, next matchup that we got here for the AFC wildcards, the 3-6 matchup in the Ravens and the Steelers.
All right, so Ravens at home, Baltimore, tough place to play for the Steelers. Lamar Jackson, you could say he's probably gonna win he's probably not gonna win the MVP because of voters fatigue. To be honest, probably be Josh Allen, but definitely has a great case, probably better than Josh Allen. Most people would say. Steel curtain, not gonna lie, not been the greatest curtain lately. I mean, T.J. Watt's been excellent, but the Ravens defense, they are they're definitely were not good to begin of this year. They have been playing not out of their mind, but good football. Say the last 6 weeks, and yeah, I got the Ravens winning that one to play the Bills in the next matchup.
All right, then the last wild card spot that we got going for you, the 4-seed Texans versus the 5-seed Chargers.
Yeah, so I don't understand how the no, I do understand it. Chargers are gonna win. They're favorites. Favorites are gonna win. Wait, are they favorites or are they underdogs?
I think the Chargers are favored in this game.
Yeah.
The Texans, they're not looking the greatest. But
Yeah, they're 2.5 point favorites, I think.
yeah, it's a close game. But
I think the Chargers are gonna cover the spread and win. Um, yeah, the Texans they've been playing C.J. Stroud sophomore slump defense hit or miss. You know, they'll either get 6 sacks or they won't do anything. Will Anderson, he's been playing. Yeah, I'm taking the Chargers to win this game, cover the spread. Yeah, the Texans they've been playing interesting football, to say at least. I think they snuck in. I think they got lucky. They snuck into the playoffs for sure. So yeah, that'll be KC versus the Chargers. What about you? Who are you taking in the Broncos versus Bills?
who I'm taking in the Bills versus Broncos game, I gotta take my glorious king, Josh Allen. Josh Allen is going to storm through the Broncos. I don't think it's going to be as much of a shootout as we're expecting, but Josh Allen needs to make it a shootout if he wants to win this because the Broncos defense is a decent defense, and we know how the Bills are. They outperform when they're playing against a good team, and then they lack a performance sometimes against teams they should just blow out to begin with. We've seen it multiple times with Josh Allen where he makes a close game when he doesn't need to. But Josh Allen being an MVP caliber player this season, I think he has something to prove this year, especially the Bills. They came up short, I think, in the last couple years. I think they have high, lofty goals this season, and I'm ready to see them perform this season.
Yeah. What about your Ravens Steelers matchup?
In the Ravens-Steelers game, I got to take the Ravens. The Steelers have just been a lackluster of a team as late, as well as the drama going around with their starting quarterback, the most important position on your football team, and you don't even know who's starting yet. I think Mike Tomlin is going to have a handful against a very offensive power team with the Ravens, and their defense is a insanely good this year as well.
Ravens?
I think the Ravens have one of the better teams that we've seen the last couple of years. Total offense and defense.
I feel like you say that every like people say that every year they come into the playoffs. Like last year they had the best offense, and then they just
Yeah, but like Lamar, he's having an insane season. I think
sure.
he's
No, for sure.
easily having a better season than his MVP season. And that
His
defense,
first
Kyle
is-
Hamilton's going. Roquan Smith, he's going. Their defense is showing up too. Like a couple of their defensive tackles and defensive ends, they've been getting to the quarterback as of late. Um, I just think the Ravens are going off on all cylinders, and I'll have them playing the Bills in the next round, and I think that's going to be almost the best matchup of the wild card, and then going into the divisional. Um, I think we got to keep an eye out for the Bills versus Ravens next week.
sure. Chargers Texans.
Chargers Texans, no brainer. Chargers are going to win this one. Jim Harbaugh, insane coach this year. I think he definitely has a shot as coach of the year if it wasn't for Kevin O'Connell. Any other season, even Dan Campbell I'll throw in there. But I think Jim Harbaugh has got that offense running good. Their defense is running good right now. I think this game is really just going to depend on how the Texans defense plays against Justin Herbert. But I think Justin Herbert's playing outstanding this year. I know has been a couple games where he hasn't been the greatest, but I think the more importance is not the Chargers how they're playing, but how the Texans are playing. The Texans are terrible right now. I think if it wasn't for such a terrible division they were in with the Colts and the Jaguars and the Titans, I think. Yeah, the Titans are the last team in that division, but all those teams are horrendous. They should not be here. Should be a cakewalk for the Chargers. They didn't even start their starters last week in a must-win game, and they lost the previous week after that. So it's just going to be a tough task for C.J. Stroud without Tank Dell, without Diggs. They got Nico back, but their offense isn't running as sound as they were last year, and even midway through the season this year, they were having a little good stretch there.
Sure.
But I think the Chargers are going to easily take this one and go on to play the Chiefs as well. Let's head over to the NFC though. What is your winner for the 2-7 matchup between the Eagles and the Packers?
I got the Eagles winning. No shade to the Packers. Great team. The Packers, great team, great organization, great history. Jordan Love, I think he's top 5 talent in the league. Like quarterback talent, just raw talent.
Talent
Like not like
and Jordan Love in the same sentence.
passer. You don't think Jordan Love's got talent?
I think Jordan Love's a great quarterback, but all them saying, "Oh, it went Favre, Rodgers, now Love." Love will not live up to that hype. I will say that right now. He's a good quarterback.
A good quarterback.
He's a good quarterback. I'd say he's at least top 10, if not top 12.
Top 5 talent.
Top 5 talent though. Like
Top
he's not a
5
rusher.
talent.
His passing it's good, but it's not the greatest.
What? Did you see what he did to Cowboys last year in the first round of the playoffs?
Yes, but like the Cowboys suck. We know
No,
how the
they
Cowboys
didn't.
perform
No, they
in the
did
playoffs.
not. They did not suck. They had a top 5 defense.
The
Offense
Cowboys
was rolling.
suck
Offense
in
was
the
rolling
playoffs.
at the. Okay, we're not
We
gonna
know
argue.
how they go.
I'm not gonna argue about this because I'm right. You're wrong. That's all it is.
All right, you
No,
live on that.
top 5 talent.
Top 5.
Top 7 talent.
Oh, no,
All right,
stand
pass-
on your word. Top 5 talent.
You're right. Top 5 talent. I'm standing on that shit. Top 5 talent quarterback in the league. I'll eat that one. All right. What else was I gonna say? Oh, Jair Alexander's injured. No wide receiver one. I mean, they don't really got one. Christian Watson is kind of their guy, especially last year in the playoffs. I don't know who's gonna step up then. Probably, if I had to guess, Jaden Reed.
I would say Jaden Reed has
He
the
cooked
most
us the
potential
first
to,
time in the
you know,
first week in Brazil. Jaden Reed had a great game, like 6 receptions, 100-some yards. Great game. Lots of run after catch. Great game. But I mean, if the Eagles get Saquon rolling, and the only thing I'm nervous about as an Eagles fan is Jalen Hurts hasn't played football for 2 weeks, but he's a national football quarterback. I mean,
Jalen Hurts
he's in
is
the
Jalen
NFL.
Hurts.
I don't think they'll run him as much as they usually do because of the concussion, so that's also a concern. But I think the Eagles are gonna walk away with this one.
Yeah.
Right.
All right.
And cover
Going into
spread.
the next matchup, the 3-6 Bucks versus Commanders. Who are you taking in this one?
Okay, so this is a tough. So rookie quarterbacks are like historically bad in playoff games, and that's what most people's argument is to say that Washington are going to lose this game. I think that's hearsay. That doesn't matter. I got Washington winning this game in Tampa on the road. I mean, we've seen what Jane Daniels can do. Baker Mayfield, he's been playing out of his great season, phenomenal season. He is 4,000 yards. Well, why did I say that like that? 4,000 yards, 40 touchdowns. That's been done by 8 other quarterbacks. I think I can name 6 of them off the top of my head, and they're all elite. Peyton Manning, Tom Brady,
Easily Hall of Fame quarterbacks.
just first ballot Hall of Famers, every single one of them. So he's having an amazing season. But he has, like last week we saw against the Saints, he's been starting. If he doesn't start hot, you're worried for the Bucks. And their ground game is important. Bucky Irving, if they don't get going against this Washington Commanders, who I think have a better run defense than people give them credit for, it's a tough game for the Buccaneers. It's going to be a shootout, I believe, either way. I'm taking the Commanders.
All right. And then that last matchup, my personal favorite playoff game of the week: the Rams 4 seed versus the 5 seed Vikings.
All right, so I'm walking in the Rams locker room right now, closing my eyes. Are you visualizing with me?
I'm visualizing with you right here.
See you in 2 weeks, hung up on the wall. That's what the Rams players are looking at. They know what they did to the Vikings in Week 6. They know what they're going to do to the Vikings now. They beat the Vikings after playing the Lions the first time. They're going to beat the Vikings after playing the Lions the second time. They're going to roll into Arizona. Vikings, their tail between their legs. I mean, no, I don't think the Vikings come out. Vikings need to come out hitting, like punching, like physical. This is going to be a physical game. I think both these teams want it a lot, and especially the Rams. Like, they got a chip on their shoulder. They want to get past the Vikings so they can beat the Rams. No, beat the Lions. There we go. So I'm taking the Rams. I don't want the Rams to win, if I'm being honest, because I want the Eagles to beat the Vikings. I want the Eagles to knock out the Vikings in the playoffs, because that'd be funnier, like, to make fun of you and PK and, the viewers, because they're probably mostly Minnesotan. So I want that to happen. Fly, Eagles, fly. And then, but the Rams are going to win. They got a chip on their shoulder. Sam Darnold's coming off a bad game. Let's see how he responds to adversity in the playoffs. First playoff appearance for Sam Darnold ever, by the way.
Shout out Sam Darnold.
My take. Oh, I should ask you what you want to do, shouldn't I? I'm gonna go Vegas. No, I'm gonna go out of order. I'm gonna throw some curveballs at you. Let's go Tampa, Washington first.
Tampa, Washington. I want to say the Commanders are rolling. Their defense has been playing a lot better than they were given credit for in the start of the season. I think they got a bad narrative for like the entire season.
They gave up 20 points to Spencer Rattler.
Yeah, Spencer Rattler,
sit on that, and a must win.
I mean, the Saints drafted him for a reason. But anyways, I think the Commanders, their defense was lackluster to start the season. So I think the Commanders, they got a really bad rep to start the season for their defense, which it was a lackluster team. But like Dan Quinn got them riled back up. They rallied, and they were playing some good defensive ball that last half of the season. But Jaden Daniels, honestly rolling. Like, he had near 4,000 passing yards, 800 rushing yards. He's the only person besides Lamar Jackson, or since Lamar Jackson,
if he would have gotten
4,000. If he would have gotten 4,000 passing yards, that'd be the first person since Lamar. And that's just crazy to think about because he's a rookie. That kid is balling out. He definitely has a bright future in this league. Anyways, I'm taking the Bucs. I'm taking the Bucs because Baker Mayfield and Mike Evans are rolling right now.
Oh, I got something else on this matchup. Sorry, I totally forgot about this. It's Marshawn Lattimore versus Mike Evans.
I completely forgot about Marshawn Lattimore playing against Mike Evans. But Mike Evans is rolling. 11 seasons in a row with 1,000 receiving yards. The only other person to do that is Jerry Rice, who is a first ballot Hall of Famer. I think Mike Evans has been underrated his entire career. He should definitely be a Hall of Famer, in my opinion. He's rolling. Bucky Irving and Rachaad White, they're going to. The Bucs are rolling. I think the Bucs defense is very underrated. There's not a lot of big names besides, Antoine Winfield. There's a couple other names. But anyways, I think they're going to give Jaden Daniels a lot of trouble. And the one thing that we did see Jaden Daniels struggling in this year is performing on first and second down. And then he's always having to make those special plays on third and fourth down to convert. But the Bucs defense is a sound defense, and I don't think they'll allow him to get those plays, those extra yardage plays and scrambling and all that extra stuff that pretty much won Washington a lot of games, as we've seen.
You can say that.
Yes, I'm taking the Bucs as my winner for this matchup.
We'll say the best for last. We'll go Eagles, Green Bay.
Eagles, Packers. I got to go with the Eagles. The Packers are just too banged up. I know Jalen Hurts is banged up as well, but Jalen Hurts, he doesn't need to do all the extra stuff that we've seen him do that makes him an MVP caliber player, like scrambling, tush push after tush push, which I hate that play, to be honest. But anyways, I think Jalen Hurts proved to us a couple weeks ago when he was still healthy that he can go 12 for 12 in a game and just sling the ball down the field, stand in the pocket, take a couple hits, and just deliver dimes. AJ Brown, Smitty over there. Also, I'm forgetting about one of the main components of that offense, Saquon Barkley. 2K rushing yards.
Yep.
First person to do it since Derrick Henry.
Yep.
I think it's like 8 or 9 people all time has ever gotten
It's
2K
8.
yards.
It's 8.
8 people all time. Plus, he had 300 yards in the air. So it's not like it was just a rushing game. Like, he can be utilized in the passing game when Jalen Hurts needs to do a little dump downs. I know he's banged up. Was it concussion, right? That he was in concussion protocol?
Yep.
But, you know, instead of taking that extra hit and throwing it downfield, he can just dump it off to Saquon and let him do his thing. The Eagles' defense also is an outstanding defense. They had an amazing year.
Yep.
Quinyon Mitchell, one of the best rookie cornerbacks in the league, if not the best cornerback of recent draft history. Yep. As well as, is it Zach Bond, who is a first-team All-Pro.
You know about Zach Bond, boy. Don't even get me started, boy.
Zach Bond he's got some talent. I only know him pretty much because you only talk about him.
Hold on. You want the stats real quick?
Yeah, let's hear some stats from Zach Bond.
Compared to 2013 Defensive Player of the Year, Luke Kuechly. All right.
Okay. That was a while ago.
He's got 3 less tackles total. So assists and
this
combined.
season?
This season.
All right, bro.
5 more forced fumbles, 1 more interception, 1 more tackle for loss, 4 more quarterback hits, and 2.5 more sacks.
That's a hell of a season for an MVP.
For
Defensive Player of the Year.
Defensive Player of the Year, Luke Kuechly.
Luke Kuechly. We think of Luke Kuechly as a Hall of Famer. Did he get in the Hall of Fame yet? I don't know if he was elected yet.
I don't think so.
But anyways, you know, Zach Bond over there, their defense is outstanding. I think Darius Slay is finally healthy again. He's good to go, 100%.
Yep.
Then the Packers, you know, Christian Watson going down, Jordan Love being in injury protocol. I know he's good to go this week, but we're just gonna have to see a lot of. I think this is gonna be if the Packers have a chance to win this, it's gonna be from Matt LaFleur coaching a hell of a game and almost out coaching Nick Sirianni. But I just think the Eagles have too much talent to lose this game, so I'm taking the Eagles.
All right, and then your favorite team and your Rams.
Vikings.
All
right, you envisioning this now?
All right, wait. Which locker room?
We're envisioning the Vikings locker room.
Okay, I'm in.
The Lions saying, "We'll see you in 2 weeks." We better damn sure make we see them in 2 weeks.
Yep. Okay.
We need to see the Lions next week, because it is a revenge game. This game, I feel like, even though it's not a home game for the Rams, it's still going to be loud. People are going to travel. But the Vikings have a good fan base enough where they're going to their away games. We've seen a lot of Vikings fans in SoFi Stadium last game. Also, Sam Darnold has bounced back after both of those losses earlier in the season against the Rams and the Lions and had an MVP caliber season. I think we see a frustrated Sam Darnold come out with some anger built up, animosity built up from last week, and we're going to see him go back out there, 350, 150 passer rating, 3 touchdowns. We're going to see the Vikings rolling on all cylinders. They're pissed off about last week. We're going to see this Vikings team full throttle in action. I think the Rams, if they want a chance, they got to stop Justin Jefferson, obviously. But it's not like Justin Jefferson's the only weapon. We've seen Jalen Naylor have a couple good games here when Addison and Jefferson were clamped. But then we also seen Jordan Addison come out of his shell this last half of the season. He wasn't getting targeted too much early in the season. But Kevin O'Connell and Sam Darnold, they figured it all out. But back to the Rams a little bit. I think they need to utilize Cooper Kupp a lot more. They've been utilizing Puka Nacua a lot, Kyron Williams a lot. But they need to use all 3 of those guys as a 3-headed monster to let Matt Stafford thrive. I think their defense is decent, but I think the Vikings' offense is going to be better than their defense. But the Vikings got to scheme up a little bit of extra plays. We saw last week against the Lions, a lot of blitzing. They got to help Sam Darnold out. The offensive line needs to be better, and that's the bottom line. I'm taking the Vikings.
All right. So we do AFC now?
Yeah, let's go to the second round, divisional round. We'll start with you. Who are you taking in your, 1-5 matchup, Chiefs versus Chargers?
1-5, yep. All right, Kansas City, Arrowhead, Chargers. Oh, that's Kansas City.
I'm envisioning it.
That's Kansas. I hate to say it. Seeing Kansas City in the playoffs is like your least favorite uncle at Thanksgiving.
Yeah,
like
that
the weird uncle.
Person that don't stop talking.
Like the weird cousin. Like,
yeah, I got you. The one that keeps annoying.
Yep.
You.
You know he's gonna be there, but you don't want to see him.
Like you low key trying to hide in the corner so then he doesn't see you.
Yep. So Kansas City's gonna be in the AFC Championship. Great season, Chargers. If you win this game, Not only do you put the NFL on notice, you're not gonna win this game. I'm sorry. Valiant season though. Jim Harbaugh, right?
No. Yeah, Jim Harbaugh. Yep.
Jim Harbaugh. I don't know why I was getting them confused.
Brother.
Um, yeah. I mean, he had a great season, great first year. I mean, not first year, obviously coaching. He's been a coach in the NFL before, but great first year with the Chargers. Definitely changed that program around. I say it like it's a high school team.
Well, he was
Uh,
in college for a while. I wouldn't be surprised he goes to high school after.
yeah, no, he definitely they had a great season. Kansas City's gonna go to the AFC Championship. Bills versus Ravens,
All
right?
Bills versus Ravens. Who are you taking?
Remember last time they played each other?
I do. It was a very good game.
No, it wasn't. It was a blowout.
Yeah, I know it was a blowout. I just want to give my Bills a little bit more
Yeah,
credit.
it was a blowout. Ravens destroyed the Bills. Now, if I'm Kansas City, I want to see the Ravens. I do not want to see Josh Allen. Those Bills play the Ravens, or not the Ravens, like the Kansas City Chiefs, like they play. You play your older brother. You know,
It's like it's a rivalry. It's not a division rival. It's a conference rival. It's those two.
It's straight.
It's BTA.
No,
Sometimes.
it's just
BTA. Both of them.
back and forth. It's disgusting, that fight. So if I'm Kansas City, I'm rooting for the Ravens, but I think the Bills are going to win this game. Josh Allen, I mean, after the season he had, you could say the same thing with Lamar. After the season he had, he needs to win this game, or people will look at Josh Allen. 10 years down the line, you're not going to know Josh Allen's name. You're going to think of him, he got one MVP, he made the playoffs a bunch of times, but nobody's looking for people that make the divisional round. He's lost the divisional round the last 3 years in a row?
All against the Chiefs.
All against the Chiefs, yeah. So he needs to win this game, and he needs to go to the championship, and he needs to break his curse against Patrick Mahomes in the playoffs.
So you got the Chiefs and the Bills in the conference finals for the AFC.
Yep. Yes, I do. Sorry, Ravens. Sorry, Derrick Henry. Oh, now we'll go KC. We'll go KC Chiefs first. Kansas City Chargers first.
I think you put it all up there. The Chiefs, they're on a week of rest. Did they? I think they
2 weeks of rest
because they started.
They're well rested. Them boys
well rested. They're ready to play. They're going to come out firing. I wouldn't be surprised if this is like a 35-10 game. The Chiefs they go up 28-3, midway through the third quarter, and then they start to like not necessarily take their starters out to rest for next week because after the divisional round, whoever they play in the conference championship, the Chiefs, it's going to be a game of a lifetime. I think it's going to feed families. I think it's going to be one of the greatest games we've seen in recent history. That's just my bold prediction. But Chargers, good season. Love to see it. We'll see you next year. Chiefs are winning this one. No brainer.
Bills versus Ravens.
Bills versus Ravens. So this is going to be another one of those matchups where it's just quarterback v. quarterback, running back v. running back. They don't really have good receiver cores. Each of them now with Zay Flowers being out for the Ravens.
He should be back for this game.
Thought he was ruled out, but we'll see.
No, he should be back. He's gonna be gone this game.
Oh, he's back for this wild card game.
My apologies.
We're 2 weeks ahead of this now.
Yeah.
Should be back. But anyways, it's gonna be quarterback v. quarterback here. I think the Ravens do have a better defense. My honest to God take, I think the Bills have just a step over talent-wise on offense. I think their offensive line is a little bit better.
Yeah, I agree. Their offensive line is better. Their
Josh
offense.
Allen's ability to extend plays and convert down the field, I think he has a little bit better of a chance to extend plays and make those hero drives. Unlike Lamar Jackson, Lamar Jackson definitely has the talent. Don't quote me on like him being bad quarterback by any means, but I really do think the Bills, and being a Bills fan as well, I think it's their time. This is their year. I think they're gonna go ahead and win this one and go on to play the Chiefs in the conference finals.
How's football always won? People say it's one in the trenches, right?
Yes.
I think the Bills have a sneaky, underrated offensive and defensive line.
Yes, they do. Their offensive line, Deion Dawkins, shout out Deion Dawkins, and their defensive line too. Like it's very underrated. Like I bet anybody, casual viewers watching, or anybody like who knows the Bills, you don't really have any big names on their defensive line anymore. Like they got Von Miller as one of their pass rushers, but like other than Von Miller, who probably peaked back in 2016 with the Broncos.
Yeah, that dude
like, let's be real. Like, they're all just overperforming their expectations, which is leading the Bills to a 2 seed, which they're going to give each other, kudos to the Bills. Let's just say that.
For sure. Done a lot with a little.
With a little.
All right, we'll go NFC.
All So let's move over to the NFC for the divisional round for you. Who's your matchup? You got the
I got Washington versus Lions.
Washington versus the Lions. Let's start out with that game real quick.
All right. So I'm gonna go with the Lions. You know,
No-brainer.
yeah, I think it's gonna. If they end up playing the Washington in the playoffs, I think the Lions are gonna win. I think that's one of the. I think the Rams could beat the Lions. The Vikings could beat the Lions. They're not gonna play the Bucks because the Eagles are gonna play the Bucks. If the Bucks make it past. So realistically, the Washington is the team the Lions would want to face probably
Out of those three, I would say the Washington.
for sure. So yeah, I'm taking the Lions. They're gonna be well rested, a week of rest. That's all you need right there. Jane Daniels been playing great. I don't think he's gonna be able to. I mean, honestly, the Lions defense is not. It's not movable. It's not amazing. They played great against the Vikings, but like that's a Meek Robinson. How often are we gonna see a game out of a corner like that ever again? I mean, he clamped Justin Jefferson, but
Gave me nightmares that night.
yeah, that was crazy. I mean, their D line's been playing fine, but it's more Aaron Glenn, scheming great blitzes. I think I gotta look at the camera more. I think that yeah, I think Lions are gonna walk away with that one. And then Rams versus Eagles. I'm gonna go with the Birds. I really don't want to play the Rams. I would much prefer play the Vikings. This is like what I think is gonna happen. Besides my bias towards Philly. But I really do believe the Eagles are gonna beat the Rams. They did it earlier in the season. Defense, just matchup v matchup everywhere. We're out talented. Jalen Hurts will have a week under his belt. If God forbid he gets injured again against Green Bay, if he doesn't get injured again, they're definitely going to utilize him more in the run game, in the QB sneaks, and all the above. I mean, it's win or go home at this point. So, yeah, I got the Eagles winning, probably in a gritty game versus the Rams in the divisional round.
All right, so for my first matchup in the NFC, I want to start with the Eagles versus Bucks. I think both of these teams, talent-wise, I think they both have opportunities to blow the other team out. But I think this one's going to be a low-scoring, maybe low 20s. I don't think the offenses are going to overpower the defenses. I think both of these teams are very good defensively. It's going to be a low-scoring game. But the one thing about recent history that the Eagles fans do not like is how the Bucks keep beating them. They beat them in the playoffs last season. They beat them as one of their only losses, I want to say last season as well. This year too. Like, the Bucks have the Eagles number. So that's why I'm taking the Bucks to upset the Eagles in the divisional round.
Actually, we beat the Bucks last year in week 5. We beat the Bucks. We beat the brakes off the Bucks. Like, beat them down.
You beat. But anyways, I'm taking the Bucks. I think this is going to be a historic.
Taking the
for
Bucks?
I'm taking the Bucks over the Eagles.
Oh, you're
upset.
tweaking.
I think Baker Mayfield will have.
Oh, you're tweaking.
Like I said, it was going to be a low-scoring game, but I think Baker Mayfield is going to make some plays that is going to extend a couple drives, putting his head down, and he's just going to power through. I think the Bucks are going to be able to contain Saquon, make Jalen Hurts throw the ball. I know Jalen Hurts can throw the ball, but Sean Murphy Bunting over there, Antoine Winfield Jr., the Bucks have the talent to guard the two receivers. I'm not worried about Dallas Goedert.
Should be.
I'm not worried about him. I'm really not.
He almost put up 200 yards against the Saints.
Shout out Dallas Goedert. And then my last matchup, Lions versus Vikings. This one, I think, will be bigger than Week 18 against when they played each other. I think viewership-wise, I think emotionally-wise, I think the Vikings are going to win the third game, and it's going to be very frustrating as Lions fans as you beat 2 games during the regular season.
Whoa. So your main argument is saying that the Eagles have the Bucks have the Eagles number because they beat them, what?
Yeah, but it's not like
the Bucks have been 2 times out of the last 3 times they played them.
Though.
Lions 2 times out of the last 3 times. That's not historically. That's 3 games. Okay, Lions versus Vikings. You guys lost to them 2 times this year. Where's the scale in that?
We're watching film.
I am watching film. I've watched the Vikings get beat 31-9, and then 31-29.
Okay, 31-29. They won on a field goal. Okay,
they
won.
Kudos
to the Lions.
They
kudos to the Lions. All right, this last week, Week 18.
31-9.
Okay, 31-9. It was all on Sam Darnold, Justin Jefferson, and Kevin O'Connell.
So it was on your whole team. It was on all your star players. 3 of the biggest names in Minnesota football. It's on. Your
my
quarterback.
God. He's delusional.
Your
You're
quarterback,
delusional.
your number one receiver that everybody glazes around here.
Jam-
You walk up to
better
any
than Jamar.
you walk
Better
up to
than Jamar.
any little kid, he'll go, "Who's your favorite player right now?"
And he'll start gritting.
Justin Jefferson.
And he'll start
gritting.
He will start gritting.
Yeah,
Just
and he won't hit that shit because we're in Minnesota and all these kids can't dance. All right, on my soul, they can't dance. First of all, Justin Jefferson's sorry. Justin Jefferson is worse than Jamar Chase. All right, first off, we say that. I'm living on that, dying on that, breathing on that.
Okay.
If it's on your number one receiver, $50 million, by the way, number one receiver, your head coach who can win Coach of the Year, and your quarterback, how is it going to change?
Because we were in that game the entire time.
Hell no, you weren't.
If we had 7 plays.
You were in that
10.
game. You were in that
we
game.
Scored
You were
three
in
of those
that game.
drives, that's
I take that back.
a completely different game.
I'm going against my word. You were in the game.
We were in the game.
It was bad coaching.
If Sam Darnold makes 3 throws, if
But
Justin Jefferson doesn't think the ball's going to hit him right in the chest and takes a stutter step instead of reaching out and catching the ball in the end zone when he was wide open. Obviously, that was a bad throw by Sam. But anyways, I think they're going to come out. They're pissed. They don't want to lose a third time to this team. Obviously, the Lions have the edge up on us, winning both these games this season. But I think they're pissed. They're going to draw some schemes up. Meek Robinson, bottom line, Meek Robinson is not having that same game against Justin Jefferson.
Better hope not.
He better not. If he does, I'm going to be
Dude, where did Meek Robinson come from?
He came from Justin Jefferson, played him in high school,
and they
also shadowed him
in
college.
They called that dude?
He played on the Raiders last season. I think it was the Raiders. And then he got signed this season, and he's been balling out. I'll give him credit. But anyways, I think this game is going to mean a lot to Minnesota sports.
If you guys lose this game.
If we lose this game, I think it's a failure of a season. Easily.
Really?
I think it's a failure.
You guys were expected to go like 4-12. Everybody had you losing.
I know we were expected to go 4-12. But, sometimes expectations change. When you have an MVP caliber quarterback.
That's true. Coach of the Year.
Offensive player like Justin Jefferson. And
Defense,
you have a Coach of the Year.
Brian Flores.
Kevin O'Connell. Brian Flores. Oh, my God, Brian Flores. I could go on and on about Brian Flores.
Don't glaze. We don't have time to glaze.
I don't
so
have
you got
time
the
to
Vikings
glaze.
winning this game.
I have the Vikings winning this game.
Sorry, we went on a tangent.
I think it's going to be a closer game again, but I think the Vikings are going to actually score a touchdown this game.
That's important.
Will change the outcome in the game.
It's important right there for them to score.
It's important to put the ball in the end zone, and we couldn't do that week 18.
For sure, no. 0 for 4 in the red zone, 0 for 3 in the red zone, 5 missed passing touchdowns.
Don't need to talk about it, Ezra. It's over.
You're right. Okay, so you got.
I got the Lions playing against the Vikings playing against the Bucks in the conference championship NFC.
All right, should we do my AFC?
Let's go over to your AFC. Who was it? Chiefs versus Bills?
Oh God, I'm getting old. Yeah, Chiefs versus Bills. I got the Chiefs.
All right, I got the Chiefs versus the Bills as well.
We'll
I think
discuss.
We should just argue about this
okay.
one right here.
You got the Bills?
I got the Bills as well.
Okay.
So, why are you taking the Bills? And I'll go on about mine.
I'm using the Chiefs.
You're taking the Chiefs?
Yeah.
You're taking the Chiefs?
I'm taking the Chiefs.
I'm taking the Bills to win.
Okay. Yeah,
I'm taking the Bills to win.
I'm assuming that. Yeah.
I guess obviously a little bit of bias.
Fix my mic here.
About me for the Bills.
A little bit.
But Josh Allen.
So you got the Bills and the Vikings in the Super Bowl.
I got the Bills and the Vikings in the Super Bowl.
That's crazy.
You're jumping the gun on the NFC, but I'm taking the Bills. I think
That's
Josh
crazy.
Allen lost to the Chiefs 3 times
what would you
in
do
the playoffs,
if
but
that
they beat
Super
him
Bowl
this
happened?
season in the regular season. I think them going up against the Ravens, I think this is a must-win game for Josh Allen's legacy. If he wants to be considered one of the top quarterbacks
it's
of
a
all
must-win
time,
for sure.
he needs to get past the monster of Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs. That's something he hasn't been able to do in his entire career. But Patrick Mahomes is sitting in between Josh Allen and a Super Bowl appearance. And I think Josh Allen has the edge this season of being an MVP, and he's going to go out and perform.
Okay. I'm going to use your own words against you because I like to do that when I argue.
Hear it.
You said Kansas City's going to beat Chargers by 35-10. You said that in that quote.
100%.
So, and we also said Ravens versus Bills is going to be one of the best games you've ever watched this season.
Yep.
So, just going off that, we already know the Bills are going to be more banged up as a whole.
Yep, we'll say that.
They're going to be more tired. Obviously, they're going to you're an NFL player, adrenaline's going, you're not going to really feel pain. Your body is still fatigued. So that's a factor. They're going into Arrowhead. That's a factor. 0-3 in the playoffs. That's a factor.
That's a factor. But I think that factor is going to give the Bills fuel. Like, what are the Chiefs playing for right now? They're playing for a Super Bowl, obviously.
They're playing for the three-peat.
They're playing for a three-peat.
They're playing for a dynasty. He didn't get in the Pro Bowl. We all know. I mean, I know. I hope you know this. Patrick Mahomes is like such a sore loser. And that's a bad way to put it, but like he's very competitive.
That's true.
And he got snubbed in the Pro Bowl by this is the only quarterback he'll see unless he sees Lamar if they beat if the Ravens beat the Bills. This is the only quarterback he'll see that's in the Pro Bowl, and I think he won't wear it on his sleeve that much. But the three-peat and add it up, and then all the rest, they're going into the AFC Championship pretty much playing half a game. If they beat the Chargers as bad, people think they're gonna beat them, right? That's crazy. They're at the AFC Championship playing half a game.
Bills might be banged up from the Broncos and then the Ravens too.
Yeah.
I mean, Broncos being a tough team.
I mean, Bills got a hard,
but the
path.
Bills have a gauntlet to go through.
and,
But I think
Kansas City's got to walk in the park.
I think this season,
And my hands are cold.
I think it's gonna them, and I think this is just gonna pan out for Josh Allen in a way that, like, he stays healthy. I think he's gonna be able to see every single scheme, every single defense thrown at him.
Whoa.
By the time he's ready to play the Chiefs, the team that actually matters to get to the Super Bowl, he's going to be prepared.
Okay.
He's going to be ready.
You say that, but Andy Reid and are gonna coach up. I mean, we've seen. I mean, I hate this brings up bad memories. Andy Reid in the Super Bowl against the Eagles. You remember when?
I remember the Chiefs won, right? The Eagles lost in the
Calm
Super
down.
Bowl.
You remember when Kadarius Toney got that punt return, and
do
then they
remember
ran that end around
I do remember
that confused our whole defense?
I do
You could
remember
say
that.
that's the play they won the game off of. We won't even talk about the pass interference that shouldn't have been called because it was an uncatchable ball. But we won't get into that. That's old news. That's 2 years ago. I got to let it rest.
Eagles lost. Just to
All
let
right.
everybody know.
So Andy Reid is going to cook up something. Doesn't matter if it's halftime. Doesn't matter if it's mid game. Doesn't matter before. I hate the glaze. One of the best coaches. Better than Bill Belichick. Better than your favorite coach. He is the greatest coach in the NFL right now. Probably all time. You could
Debatable
argue.
all time.
Debatable all time. If he wins the Super Bowl, easily all time.
I think he's up there with
Whoever you're about to say he's better than them. John Madden.
I wasn't gonna say John Madden. I was gonna say, like, obviously there's some coaches that haven't won as many Super Bowls as him, but like Bill Belichick, I would say Andy Reid.
In a
Bill-
more
Bill
competitive
Bel-
era, I
Bill
would say.
Belichick, I think they were on like the same wavelength.
That was Tom Brady though.
Yeah, but like you
I-
can't discredit Bill Belichick. All
You're right.
We're
The
not gonna
defense-
talk about the
you're
Patriots
right.
now.
You're
Let's
right.
get
Okay,
let's
well,
keep on track.
You're right. That's a different talk. Okay, I have some points to make about that, but you're right. Yeah, I'm taking Kansas City because of all the reasons I stated about 5 minutes ago in this discussion. The 3-0, the not banged up, the easy path, the home advantage in Arrowhead. We're underestimating Arrowhead. Like, it's a hard place to play.
Yeah, it is a loud stadium.
Taylor
loud
Swift,
environment.
bunch of 15-year-olds in there screaming.
be screaming
They
their
got
heads
high
off.
pitch vocals, man. Like, Kansas City is
Kind of
gonna.
sound like you sometimes. But
Yes.
what-
Sorry, what'd you say? It was just not funny, bro. We gotta like snippet those together.
that was not funny. That was really not funny.
all right.
Anyways,
You said
NFC
Lions versus
matchup.
Bills.
Lions
versus Eagles.
Eagles. Who are you taking to go to the Super Bowl?
Oh man, this is pure bias out of me. All right, let's line it up. Jahmyr Gibbs, Saquon Barkley. Jared Goff, Jalen Hurts.
I'd say they're on like the same level. This
They
season
got different
anyways,
attributes.
This season, I think they're different quarterbacks.
You could argue Jared Goff's way better.
I
Like
would say
passing wise.
Passing wise, Jared Goff. But like then again, Jared Goff doesn't leave the pocket. Jalen Hurts has that potential tush push. Hate that play again. Just want to make that clear again.
Great play.
But this is your segment. Let's keep going.
Yeah. So I'm gonna give him 50-50. I would probably lean Jalen Hurts, but it's probably really biased to me. I mean, we saw what Jalen Hurts did to Patrick Mahomes in the Super Bowl. He outplayed him. We can all say that. 345 yards.
I'll give you credit.
I don't even know what his passing completion, but it was crazy. He had a great game. So I think he's better than Jared Goff in the playoffs, other than against Tampa. O-line. It's a good O-line on each side. I'm gonna go with the Eagles O-line.
Really?
Yep. I know. You know what the Eagles.
Okay.
Hold on. You're in the locker room. Hold on. We're in the locker room.
I'm envisioning. I'm envisioning.
You're. Who are you? Who's a cool player to be on the Eagles? We're
I want to be Saquon.
okay.
I'm
You're
Saquon.
Saquon. I'm Quinyon Mitchell. We're walking in. We're looking, hanging from the ceiling. Is my mic still working? Hanging from the ceiling. Your eyes are closed, right?
Oh, my eyes are closed.
Okay. Hanging from the ceiling. We're in green. Everything. It's super nice in here. Look, there's Jalen Hurts walking by. Handsome young man. Okay. Hanging from
Whoa.
the ceiling. Penei Sewell got all pro. Did he all pro?
He got all pro.
Over Lane Johnson, when Lane Johnson's stats were arguably
miles ahead of him.
way better, and they got that hung, and I'm pretty sure they have that hung in their locker room right now. So I'm taking the Eagles O-line. That was a tangent, but Eagles, if they face the Lions, they got something to play for. You know, Lane Johnson's not giving up a single sack to fucking Darius Smith's old ass. In the trenches, I got the Eagles winning on offensive line and defensive line. In coverage, I got the Eagles winning. Terrion Arnold, bird toast. 113 out of 127 rated corners in the NFL. That's horrible. On my soul, that's horrible. I don't care how much you cannot man coverage AJ Brown or Devontae Smith. I don't even care. You can't man coverage Jahan Dotson. I don't care. You can't.
Jahan Dotson.
Fuck you know about Jahan Dotson.
Okay.
Fuck you know
Amik
about him.
Robinson locking up Justin Jefferson week 18, and you don't think Amik Robinson can lock up Jahan Dotson?
Hell no. On my soul, no.
On your soul, he's dying.
You said the
You're gonna
only
die.
reason. You said the only reason Amik Robinson played good against Justin Jefferson is because he's fouled him his whole career. He's not gonna lock up our. I don't care. He's not locking up any corner. None of these dudes are locking up anybody. Kirby Joseph. The only way we lose to the. I mean, he might get a couple
He's gonna
interceptions
take out Saquon's knee. You
for
watch.
sure. He's gonna bust somebody's knee. He might do that.
I don't pray that. But like, watch that.
He's one of them.
He's one of those dirty players.
But him and C.J. Gardner-Johnson, you could argue they're like the same dude, but C.J. Gardner-Johnson's a little less dirty, a little more talkative, he's way less dirty in my opinion. I don't think C.J. Gardner-Johnson's dirty at all.
I don't know. He's pretty dirty to Quinyon Mitchell stealing half of his picks this year.
Yeah, that's about it. So I'm taking our coverage, I'm taking our pass rush, I'm taking our linebackers.
Receivers?
I'm taking our whole defense. Alex Angelotti's pretty good. Taking our receivers.
Okay, but are you taking Saquon over the pairing of Gibbs and Montgomery? Montgomery's playing.
Do you know about Kenny G? I'm taking Kenneth Gainwell.
Oh my lord. Kenneth Gainwell to the Eagles is like Cam Akers to the Vikings. We only use him when Aaron Jones.
Yeah, and he has explosive plays, does he not? No. Because he's our third down back. Like we don't only use him when, obviously we only use him when Saquon Barkley's out. Because who else is gonna be in there? Nobody. But no, he's like our third down back, and he's like the team loves him. He's like player that like everybody great vibes around Kenneth Gainwell. Like he goes in, he gets first down, everybody's hype. He's like when a freshman goes in on varsity and they like make a play and everybody's like, oh shit.
Everybody on the bench standing up like screaming.
Yeah, it's
okay,
like that.
never
My bad.
again.
That was
Please.
OD.
Never again.
My
please.
bad.
Anyways,
yeah, I got the Eagles winning.
You're taking the Eagles?
Yep.
All right. My matchup in the AFC.
Whew. Hands are cold.
We already talked about the AFC.
Yeah, you got the Bills winning.
My matchup in the NFC.
We'll just cut this. We'll just go top of our last two games, and then we'll do the Super Bowl. Yep. Wait, we just did the Super Bowl. Oh, no, we haven't done that Super Bowl yet. All right, continue.
My matchup in the NFC, the Vikings versus the Buccaneers. I think the Vikings are going to be riding. They're one game away from the Super Bowl.
So
They've never won a Super Bowl in their entire existence.
Correct. So
Minnesota is needing a championship. The Timberwolves, we thought they might have it last year, but the Vikings, it is your opportunity. Your opportunity to make a change in Minnesota. We need this. Sam Darnold, I need you. Justin Jefferson, I need you. KOC, whip up a game plan to beat the Bucs. I don't even want to get into the Bucs because I don't want to talk about the Bucs. The Vikings are going to win this game. I don't want to talk about the Bucs.
Okay, I'll talk about the Bucs.
I don't want to talk about the Bucs.
Okay, fine.
This is my segment.
Fine.
Anyways,
right.
the Vikings are going to win this. And you know what? I'll talk about the Bucs. The Bucs, they suck. All right, end of subject. Vikings are going to win it. The Bucs are only good because they beat the Eagles. But, like, you know.
So you think if the Eagles beat you only want the Bucs to beat the Eagles so you don't have to play the Eagles in the NFC Championship.
I pray my matchup is wrong and the Bucs lose to the Eagles and the Vikings play the Eagles again.
In the NFC Championship?
NFC
I would love that.
I would put money down.
I would put my house on it that we beat you guys.
I would put my life on it. I put my life on it. Yeah. I put my life on it. Anyways, Vikings going to the Super Bowl to play the Bills.
Okay, who are you rooting for?
That's going to be hard. I'm hoping Josh Allen puts up 500 yards passing, also 100 yards rushing, but I still hope they lose. I just hope he never gets the ball in the end zone. The Vikings are going to win the Super Bowl.
So you hope
Let me just go straight into my segment. Vikings, Bills.
Well,
Vikings,
that's you.
Bills.
Yeah.
I'm taking the Vikings to win the Super Bowl this year. Minnesota, we've needed this. Our time is here. 2025, our year. Is my year and the Vikings' years.
Okay.
Let's go.
I like that.
My year, Vikings years. I like that. It has a good ring to it.
Something like that.
Something like that.
All right. Your year and the Vikings year.
My year and the
You
Vikings.
got the Vikings winning the bowl. Who's your Super Bowl MVP?
Super Bowl MVP, CJ Ham. Shout out to CJ Ham. For real though, MVP if the Vikings get there and they win
Justin
the Super
Jefferson.
Bowl. Actually, if they get there, when they get there, I'm taking Justin Jefferson, 200 yards, 10 catches, 2 touchdowns, game over.
Eagles versus Kansas City Chiefs.
Yes, matchup.
Rematch. Eyes closed.
Eyes closed. Am I envisioning anything?
Yep.
Am I Saquon again?
Nope.
I want to be Saquon again.
No. You're someone way more handsome.
More handsome?
Way more stoic.
Sam Darnold now.
So much more aura.
So much aura. Talking about aura, we talking about Anthony
It's
Edwards.
2022. Right, you're in Arizona. Worst field of all time. Should have never played a Super Bowl on it. You're Jalen Hurts. You see the red and the yellow drooping down on your face.
Oh no.
And you're just thinking, damn. Because that's all Jalen Hurts thinks about. He's not like
he's
not like sad. He's just like, this is just another awakening for me. I'll be here next time, and we're gonna win. No, he wouldn't say it. He wouldn't do it like that. It would be way more
He'd be
smooth.
saying it like a
No, I got Jalen Hurts and the Eagles winning. I think they have the if they somehow meet up with the Chiefs in the Super Bowl genuinely, and obviously the Chiefs to be everything I said before. They're gonna be a little beat up from the Bills game, so the Eagles from the Lions. That's all. It's all hearsay at this point. You're in the Super Bowl. You're beat up no matter what. You have a week of rest after the Pro Bowl. It doesn't matter. Eagles. Let's look at the Chiefs first because I talk about the Eagles too much.
Yeah,
Chiefs. They're going for the three-peat.
Yes, they are.
Andy Reid playing his old team. Other than that, there's not many rivalries going on. I don't think there's much bad blood between those two teams. Other than the Eagles hate the Chiefs for what they did to them 2 years ago.
True.
I think Jalen Hurts is going to come out play. I don't know if he'll play better than he did in the first Super Bowl, but he's going to play better to the point where he wins. Like he's going to do more to win, not do more.
I would agree
statistically wise, but do more to win.
100%.
Saquon Barkley, his first Super Bowl ever, first playoff run. Well, not playoff run, but like playoff run technically, where he's made it past. AJ Brown. Oh my God, Devontae Smith. Oh my God, Quinyon Mitchell. I mean, this defense. If you think about it, it's a bunch of guys who got chips on their shoulders. Like if I really narrow it down, a bunch of dudes who got doubted on. Like you could even say Jalen Carter got doubted on. He was the number one prospect in that draft, fell to 9. You could say Zach Bond was a rotational bench.
Nobody's heard of Zach Bond.
Exactly.
Still to this day.
Chip on his shoulder, one of the best linebackers in the league right now, if you ask me. Quinyon Mitchell, first round draft pick, not really doubted on, but still he got passed up. He was a 23rd, first cornerback taken, but still 23rd pick.
Earlier.
Cooper DeJean got picked after so many dudes. Way better than Terrion Arnold, in my opinion. Way better than Kool-Aid McKinstry. Way better than. There's a couple corners picked over him that he's better than. I could just go on and on about all the Eagles defense being underdogs and being doubted on. Everybody got a chip on their shoulder. They're going to come out and they're going to have a close game against the Chiefs and win. That's my take.
I like that. You know what I'm envisioning right now? CJ Ham MVP. Let's get it. Let's go Minnesota.
My MVP would probably be Jalen Hurts.
MVP Jalen Hurts. I would say so. Unless Saquon has a crazy game or AJ Brown has a good game.
It depends if it's a passing game or a running game.
It depends on the script. Let's be honest. It's probably a passing game just because Patrick Mahomes is in it. But, let's be real.
My hands are cold. All right. Is that all?
I think that's all. That wraps up our playoff predictions. Let us know down in the comments below who you think has the better predictions.
We'll go less biased, better takes.
I don't think mine is biased. I think mine is really true.
Yeah, yours is
stat-wise, too,
not
like CJ Ham. Shout out to CJ Ham.
Shit, not biased at all. Thank you for watching today. Make sure you like and subscribe. Let's see if we can get 25 likes on that video. You feel me?
Yeah,
look, 2-5.
Come
on, a little goal. Yep. My name's.
Anyways, appreciate all the support we're getting. But we'll see you next time. Peace.